Oh, man. Oh, man. Come on. Man, what is it? What? They're ruining a classic.
Oh, fuck.
This is the
I'm fucked up.
Yeah, same.
Okay, it's fine.
This is why I do it with you. I'm here for you. I'm here as moral support. That's what I'm here for.
I'm Kylie Hayter, and I'm going to be ruining Pretty Woman. And the main characters are Richard Gere and Julia Robertson.
Julia Roberts?
So, the first scene starts off with Richard Gere having a massive work party, and he gets a call from his girlfriend, and she says, "We're done, basically. You don't have time for me. I'm done." So he's like, "Alright, bitch, like, say bye then if you're saying bye." And she's like, "Bye." So then it cuts to the scene with Julia Roberts, and she's like, "Fine, she's like getting ready for tonight." She plays the character of Vivian. And Vivian is a prostitute, so she's getting ready for the night, and she's putting on her boots. She has a sexy little outfit to wear, and she's a prostitute. So she's like, "Okay, I'm getting ready for the corner." So Edward gets in his car, his hot rod,
Lotus?
the Lotus. And he's like, "Bitch, I'm out. Julia Roberts goes out, and she goes to this club, and she's like, talks to her roommate, and she's like, "Bitch, why did you not, where's the rent money?" So her roommate spends all her money on drugs. And she's like, "Bitch, are you serious? Are you serious?" So she's like, "Fine, I'll go make it for us. I'll go make the fucking rent money for us." She's like, "Bitch, this ain't your corner." And she's like, "Bitch, this is my corner." And they're like, "No, bitch, this is my corner." And Julia Roberts is like, "Bitch, this is our corner." So the bitch is like, "Fine, it's your corner. It's your corner." Kid Luca's like, "This is our fucking corner." And Julia Roberts is like, "This is our corner." And this hot rat pulls up, and she's like, her friend's like, "Okay, you can go get that one then. Like, good luck." And she's like, "Hey, sugar, how much?" And he's like, "I just need directions to the Ritz." She gives him directions. He's like, "Just get in the car. Do you know how to drive stick? Because my bitch ass don't." "Your bitch ass don't? Like, you don't know how to drive stick?" He's like, "No, actually, I don't." And she was like, "Ha, ha, ha, ha. You're a little bitch." So they pull over, and she was like, "I'm gonna get in this bitch. I'm gonna woo-woo for you." So she woo-woots for him, and she goes, "Bam, bam, bam." And then he's like, "Oh my god, you go so fast." Alright, well, after all that, like, "Do you want to come in?" She was like, "I guess." Like, and he's like, pushes the elevator button. He's like, "Penthouse, bitch, please." And she's like, "Oh, penthouse." And he's like, "Oh yeah, I'm scared of fucking heights." And she's like, "That doesn't make sense. Let's just talk." And she was like, "Ooh, like, let me unbutton your pants, because this is all I know." Because she doesn't know how to talk to boys. She doesn't know how to talk to anybody. Like, all she knows is that she's used for, bam, 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 bam. She comes out with her plethora of, like, condoms, and she's like, "I got blue, green, blah, 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 and I got fucking gold for the Magnum bitches." And he's like, No. I just want to, like, talk to you." They talk until morning. So, they wake up, and she's like, "I'm gonna take a fucking bath. I'm gonna take a bath, because I never took a bath this big." So she's taking a bath, and she's listening to music, and she's like, "Bow, bow, 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 bow.
I want your dad to down and
yeah. Kiss." So he's like, "Listen to me, like, you're so different. Like, I will do 6 days, $3K. I will give you 3 fucking grand just to hang out with me." She calls her best friend, and she's like, "Hey, bitch, I just met the rich dude, and he's gonna give us 6 fucking K for 6 days." So she goes out shopping.
Where'd she go shopping at?
This bougie ass bitch. She goes to this bougie ass store, and she's like, "I'm ready to, like, fucking spend some money." And they're like, "But she's dressed as, like, the the slut that she's dressed as the slut. And they're like, no, honey, like we don't have anything for sluts. And she's like, bitch, if you only knew the money that I brought in, like, bitch, please. And she goes back to the hotel and she's like, oh, no one will help me, no. Barney! Okay, so the hotel concierge, Barney, is like, bitch, I got you, bitch. So he brings her in, he's like, bitch, who do you know here? Like, I know everybody here, and, like, you don't know anyone here. And he's like, she's like, I know Edward. So he calls, and he's like, blah, 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 I got this bitch here, she clowning, we gotta figure this out because this is bad for the company, and like, she's looking like a hooker for everybody else, and we're embarrassed, and like, she's like, okay, your friend that can help me. So she goes to Barney's friend, she's like, you can help me, and Barney's friend like, oh my god, you're so beautiful, like, oh my god, and she's like, come with me. Okay, so he takes her on dinner, and it's not good. So she has no idea. So she's only learned, like, the salad fork is the salad fork. The meat fork is the meat fork. They're having dinner. Him and his colleague. And his colleague's fucking fancy. They're all fancy. And she's like, I'm not fancy. All I learned is the salad fork. And she's like, where the fuck is the salad? And he was like, ooh. The salad is not actually until the end of the dinner. I'm redoing shopping for essential. Huge mistake. Big. Huge. So, they're doing the pole match. And so yeah, okay, yeah. So, hey, bitch, like, and she's like, no, bitch, like, I'm not, like, ugh. Oh, yeah. So, he takes her on the plane. He's gonna go to fucking San Fran, and... Okay, so anyways...
Where'd we leave off?
So, he tells all his coworkers that she's a prostitute at the polo match. And she's like, what the fuck? Because... the creepy guy was hitting on her, and she was like, oh no. Flies her out to San Francisco for a cute date, and they go to the Mets. And they do a bunch of cute fucking shit after that. And then, at the end of the night, she kisses him on the mouth. For the first time, because she doesn't kiss on the mouth. And neither does he. And they kiss on the mouth. And they bang, and they do it. He was working on this contract with this company for like months and months, and then at the end of it he's like, fuck it, I'm actually gonna do right. So the creepy guy's mad, so he goes to find Edward skeets out of there. He's like, no, like, I fucked you guys over, I'm done, bye. He's like, hey, is Edward here? And Vivian's like, no, I thought I was with you. He's like, whoa, blah, blah, blah. And then he's like, fine, maybe I can be like Edward and fuck a prostitute and be rich and happy too. So then he tries to get rapey with her. So he gets rapey with her. And he's like on the ground with her, and he's like, I'm gonna fuck you. And the girl's like, no. And he's like, yeah, I am. So then Edward comes in, and he's like, bro. He's actually a little bitch about it because he just like pulled her off, and he's like, get out. And then it's day 6. So then she's like, all right, you promised me 6 days. Like, I guess it's time to go. So he pays her, and then she goes back to her apartment, and she starts packing up because now she's found herself going to, like, get my life together. I'm gonna go back to high school. I'm gonna go back to school. I'm gonna get my degree. Like, I'm gonna be something. And then, the limo driver is taking him to the airport, but then in the middle of it, Edward's like, no, we're gonna get flowers because we're gonna go swoop this girl off her feet. So then he ends up coming to her, and he's riding the top of the limo, and he's like, hey, Vivian! And she's like, oh my god. And then so he's scared of heights, and so he climbs up the outside ladder, which I would never do. He climbs the outside ladder of the apartment. It's outside, it's so scary, and it's like sketchy because, you know, the apartment, yeah, they're like this. So he's climbing up even though he's scared of heights, and he's like, oh my god. When he's climbing up, and then the ending scene is he climbs up even though he's scared of heights for her, and then they start making out. And then they'll live happily ever after. I learned the classic, and it was worth it. It wasn't. she's like, no, honey, like, we don't have anything for sluts. Like, carry on. And she's like, no, bitch. I have the fucking money. I have a black card, no visa.